Is it now time to build wealth? Come on, Yetta.
Moving forward with the Decker team. Moving forward together with the Decker team.
We've enjoyed for over 30 years not only helping you buy and sell real estate, but helping you build your wealth, helping you build, well, your finances, your fun, and your faith, as well as strengthening, healing, and flourishing your relationships. Really, 30 years of building your life and your business and your family.
That's
and so
for sure.
This is a conversation to answer your question. Is it now time to build wealth? Well, we're going to skip past gear 3, which is building a whoopee cushion.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to say, yes, it's time, but really you ought to go build your whoopee cushion before you get too heavy into the wealth building strategy,
Yeah, and
which
a
is
whoopee
gear
cushion
4.
is just a bigger cushion.
Yeah, so that if a catastrophic event happens in your life,
Doesn't take you out.
It doesn't take you out of the game. It doesn't take you out of what's going on. So we're going to trust in God no matter what. And he calls us to have wisdom in how we handle our finances and how we steward what's been gifted us.
Absolutely.
So we're going to move on to gear 4 from the wealth formula. So when we're talking gears, if you're thinking, what is this whole gear thing? You're not driving a car. So, well, sometimes we do. And yet the gears is how we've related the different phases or stages of getting your financial house in order. So gear 4 is building wealth wisely.
Yeah, and I'm so passionate about this. It's so much fun for me to help people lay out a plan to build wealth, right? To help you lay out a plan. And what really is the I don't really enjoy the getting out of debt stuff and that. Like, it doesn't juice me. It's not exciting. It's not.
It got to be done, though.
I know if you don't do that part, if you don't change your spending habits, if you don't get rid of your debt, you don't save the cushion, you're going to backslide, and we won't be able to build the wealth that you want. That, the Bible talks about passing it down, not just to your children, but your children's children. Now, you can't do that. They're not talking about passing your debt down to your children. They're talking about passing wealth, right?
Calm, baby.
They're talking about passing down wealth. And so I get passionate about this. And we can build wealth through real estate is one of the avenues. And yes, we have financial planners that will say, yes, you should put some in the stock market and you should put some in bonds.
And we have.
Yes, and it's good. Spread it out. But don't forget real estate because it's a major vehicle.
I think that's the struggle and why you're so passionate about it. Often real estate is considered too laborious, too risky, too volatile, to all kinds of stuff.
And it's so much the other way. It's so much not. It brings the stability to your portfolio. So people
especially if you buy and hold.
Many people have asked me, what do I do now that, yes, I did what you said. I've saved up a cushion, so I'm not using debt for my emergencies. I'm using cash. I've paid off my debt, so I don't have consumer debt.
Or if I do, it's really marginal.
Now,
or it's investment debt.
What is the best thing to do? What's the best thing to do? And the problem is, it's not the same for everybody.
I had a client call me the other day. We helped them sell an investment property that was owned outright. So now they're sitting with hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. And she said, can you just tell me right now on the phone, was her request, what I should do with this, like, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars? And I said,
give it away.
Why do you want to build wealth? So the first question is, you've got to know your purpose as it relates to the money. Because money in and of itself, the love of money is a root of evil. Like, there's just no doubt in my mind, there's truth to that. And for the good that the money can do, for the tool that it can be used, for the kids that you can support. We just got a call from another associate the other day asking for money for their kid to do an experience that she wouldn't otherwise have affordability to do. And so we had to pray and consider, is that something we want to support? If we want to, we can. And I think you have more opportunity to support and help where you feel called to help. You actually have some money.
Yeah. So if you're saving for your first home, your very first home, then I would suggest building your down payment in your RRSP.
Right.
Because right now you can take out $35,000 each. So
From
if there's
your
two of you,
RRSP?
from your RRSP without
$70,000.
yeah, without incurring any tax liability, as long as you got 2 years after you withdraw it to make your first payment, you got 15 payments, 15 years to pay it back. And if you don't pay it back 1 year or something happened, you just pay the income tax on that portion that you should have paid back. And you can pay it back early. So really what's happening is you're saving for your house, but then it's forced savings for retirement on top of that, because for the next 15 years you get to put it back in. So I love that program. It's delicious.
It is delicious.
Because not only are you putting the money in there, but then you're saving on taxes because you get some income tax back. And then you can take that money and drop it into your RSP as well. So very exciting. Now, if you've already owned a home, somebody will say to me, well, I already own a home, but I want to save a down payment for a rental property, an investment property. What's the best way? Well, that depends.
Let's hear your
way. Yeah, let's hear your way.
My favorite. And this is, again, individual. We're going to look at everybody's situation, and we're not going to stop emphasizing you got to know why. You got to know your why to really make good use of any decision, because then it's easy to say no to things if you know why you're doing it. Or say yes to things. But my favorite way is to pull equity out of my principal residence.
Right. And if it's there, and if it's not there yet, then one way is to pay down the mortgage early. Keep throwing down some lump sums, double up payments, put some lump sums down until you get enough equity that you can actually pull it out on a line of credit and buy your rental property fully leveraged. So you got your line of credit and your mortgage. But the beauty is that line of credit now, the interest on that is tax deductible because it's for an investment property. The other way is, and which some people are doing, is, interest rates are 1.5%, 2%, super, super low. So to pay off your mortgage early isn't as effective as investing where maybe you make 7 or 10% rate of return. Now, if it was pre and post tax, you're getting close because the 2% is after tax, and if you earn the money outside of, say, a TFSA, then you got to pay tax on that income. So they start narrowing, right? But because you can do it in a TFSA, and you can go up to $75,500 $500 each.
If you haven't already been putting in your TFSA.
Yeah,
so if you want to top
maximum.
It up, that's the total max at this point.
So you can be dropping money in there, earning income, tax-free.
Each person.
Yeah, tax-free. Yes, each person. Like a lot of money. And then when you take it out to buy your investment property, there's no tax implication. And after a year goes by, you can put all the money back in.
If you want to pull it out
if you want to do it again and
the
do
investment properties and do another. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's so fantastic. Love it.
So you do have to have a little bit of money from somewhere to be able to start to invest. But the beautiful thing around real estate investing is it's got growth in way more than one way. So if you haven't caught this on a previous episode, go back and watch some of the other episodes, because it will break down all the different ways in which you gain growth through real estate.
Our desire is that the principles, the wealth principles in the wealth formula will work for you and not against you. So book a consult with us, because we're honored to be your advocates on the journey of real estate and life.
Moving forward with the Decker team. Moving forward together with the